In order to begin your two-point perspective drawing, you're going to first need your right angle, triangle, and your pencil. What I'm going to do is line up my angle on the black line just as I did in all of my one-point perspective boxes to make sure that it is a completely perpendicular line. In a two-point perspective, I am then going to create two vanishing points on each end of the actual horizon line. Using my angle, I am also going to now go through and I'm going to create the corner of each box because I'm going to see both the left side and the right side of my boxes, and that's why it's considered a two-point perspective. Using my angle, I'm going to line up at the top edge of my paper, and I'm going to draw a line that is going perpendicular to this edge. I'm going to put one above the horizon line, one on the horizon line, and one below the horizon line, just as seen in this video. At this point, I'm going to take each one of these lines and I'm going to connect them to the vanishing points that I have on the ends of the project. Remember, 2-point means two vanishing points. So I'm going to take the top of this line that I drew and I'm going to connect it to my vanishing point. Then I'm going to take the bottom of the line I drew and connect it to my vanishing point. I'm going to repeat this step on the right-hand side of the box, and I'm going to take the vanishing line all the way over from the opposite side of the paper to the other vanishing point. So notice that I will have a total of 4 orthogonal lines for this one short corner of the box that I drew initially. Once I've completed this, I'm going to go ahead and continue to do this on my other 2 lines. If at any point in time an orthogonal intersects one of the other lines, go ahead and just draw right through it, but make sure that the line connects to the vanishing point. It's okay if lines overlap or intersect, but you need to always make sure it lines up with the vanishing point. Once all of the orthogonals have been completed, I now need to determine the end of my box. Using my right angle, I'm going to create a line that is parallel to the corner of the box that I originally started with. Wherever I want the box to end is fine. It can be a thick box, it can be a short box, it doesn't really matter. Once I have the edge of the box where the line stopped, I am now going to connect it to the opposite orthogonal. So when I created an orthogonal the first time, I went to the vanishing point. Now I'm going to take this one to the opposite vanishing point. So that way they almost create an X-like pattern. When I erase the unnecessary parts of the orthogonal line, what is left will be just this floating box above the horizon line. This step is the step that most of the time confuses my students. So watch very closely as I go to do this a second time. But when I do the middle box, you're going to notice that it's not the same rules at all. When I do the middle box, because it is on a horizon line, I neither see above the box or below the box. But when a box is above the horizon line, I see the bottom of the box because it is above me. When a box is below the horizon line, I see the top of the box because it is below me. So you're going to notice that I treat each box slightly differently because of where it is arranged on the paper. Watch as I complete the sides of the box one more time. Always look at how I line up my right angle so that my line is going to be perfectly parallel to the first one I drew. The width of the box is completely up to you in this situation. Once I've determined that, the new lines where they intersect with the previous orthogonal, I'm now going to go to the opposite orthogonal. In this case, my left side now goes over to my right vanishing point, and my right corner goes over to my left vanishing point. Once I erase all of the unnecessary lines, it will look like another box that is below the horizon line, and I now am able to see the top of the box because of this position.